Today's conversation is sponsored by First Generation Capital Partners. If you're an accredited investor and you want to know about how we're helping other accredited investors keep more of their income, go to firstgencp.com/going long.
You're listening to the Going Long podcast with Billy Keels, the #1 podcast for long-distance real asset investing.
Welcome to the Going Long podcast. We're back once again to continue to help to educate you so you feel much more comfortable as well as confident investing me on your backyard. And yes, I'm your host, Billy Keels, and I am super excited to welcome you back to another solo episode because I get to share the stuff that's on my mind with you. And the goal is that it's going to help you to move forward faster so that get to your goals and your dreams much faster than I did. So also you are sharing these episodes and the Going Long podcast across all different channels and social media. We appreciate that. We appreciate that you're tagging us, doing it on LinkedIn, doing it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And so as long as you tag us, it helps us to be able to see that we're there. So continue to do that. We really appreciate it because it also helps to bring new people to the Going Long family. And for those of you who continue to leave your honest written reviews as well as ratings, we really appreciate that. If you want to know more, we always include a little link here in the video, but those also let us know what you like, what you don't like, which is why we're kind of doing more of these solo episodes. Apparently you like them and we see that you're downloading them as well. So speaking of which, I actually want to share something really quickly before we tell you where to find the rest of the podcast. I want to share another one of our listener honest written reviews as well as ratings. This one comes from Mick Dustnips or MC Dustnips. Thanks for this name, MC Dustnips. You're saying here that it is a fantastic listen. So many young professionals and entrepreneurs are busy and overrun. What they don't understand is that they can more strategically invest their money and build passive income. This podcast is the secret sauce for making that a reality. So thanks so much for that, MC Dustnips, and we really appreciate it, and we appreciate the fantastic listen commentary. So like I said, if you want to leave your honest written review as well as rating, do that and let us know because we want to continue to bring you as much value as possible. And also, if you're looking for previous episodes, just go to firstgencp.com/podcast. You can find every single episode there. Once again, firstgencp.com/podcast. And so today I want to come back because apparently you really like this whole concept of passive income. I even talked about it here with MC Dustnips, this passive income concept, something I talked about in just a couple episodes before this in episode 255. Apparently you are passionate as well about this whole concept of passive income and what it means and what it doesn't mean. And I want to just very clearly state, if you want to listen to that previous episode, by the way, you can go back and it's episode 255 and you can find it there, find out why I hate the term and also why I'm also in love with what is passive income. Anyway, also, I just want to set the record straight here on something because we talk about passive income a lot, and passive income does not necessarily mean investing passively, nor does investing passively necessarily mean that you're generating passive income. I just have to be very, very clear about that. It took me a long time to learn it, and I missed many years because I misunderstood this one key concept. It made me continue to stay in my 9-to-5. It made it less optional until a lot longer in time. So once I got this one concept clear, my 9-to-5 became very optional very quickly. I like going there and I've had really positive experience in corporate and I think I've been very clear about that, but it's nice when it's always optional. So anyway, I also talked about different vehicles in episode 231. If you didn't hear that, talking about how you select the right vehicle for you, because depending on the vehicle that you select, it will generate maybe one type of income or another. And I know we've talked about that very recently as well. But specifically in episode 255, I talked about, specifically what is, the truth about passive income, like I just talked to you about it before. But here's the thing, like, even though my stomach turns every time I hear the word passive income, it turns because most people still don't understand what it is. And I know that you are already investing time. You've listened to the previous episodes. You continue to be here. And so you're getting a better idea as to what passive income is. And so you're asking those questions because it's not always necessarily that passive income is like the where all be all and it's the greatest type of income, right? So what do I mean by that? There's kind of two questions that you need that I found that I was asking, right? Once I started understanding the concept of what is passive income, what is non-passive or active income, then I started asking different questions. I started asking first and foremost, what type of income am I interested in generating, right? Once again, the passive income, at least when we're recording today, the top brackets are 20%. When you're looking at your active income, the top brackets are 37%. They're just numbers. It depends on the context in which you're looking at this. But first, I now start to ask myself, what kind of income what type of income do I want to be able to generate? And also, what type of income do I want to be able to have less of? Because that's also important. And then how do I want to generate it? Do I want to generate it actively, meaning that I'm typically going to do work for it or taking some type of risk so that I have active income? Or am I in a much more passive role? Don't have material participation, et cetera, et cetera. And so that income that I'm creating is how I'm creating it, is I'm creating it passively. So just to make this an example really quick, and then this is going to be a short episode. But so imagine that, like when I was still working my corporate role, and thank goodness I got out of that corporate role when I was in my 40s, because now I have, the freedom to do the things that I want with the people that I want when I want. And that feels really, really awesome. But as an accredited investor, I looked at having my money work for me in the best possible way. And when I started investing, I was investing in real estate, and the real estate was extremely tax efficient because the revenue that was generated was passive, the losses were passive, and so they kind of offset one another. But the thing is I still had this major problem because I was investing in real estate thinking it was going to lower my income taxes. But when I still kept paying 40+%, this is a high income tax rate, at least I think it is. I have some friends and investors that are in California, and bless them, they're paying 50%, and that's never fun. But even at 40%, it was what I was paying. And so the real estate that I was generating, it was being generated passively, but my highest income was being generated actively. And so they didn't mix because I didn't have the specific status, the Internal Revenue Services that you need to be able to do that. But what I did do is I started going out looking for a solution to solve that problem. I was still able to invest passively. I was able to generate active income and generate what was really important for me, because I was a high wage earner, accredited investor. I was looking for ways to offset my income tax. And so the fact of the matter is I was able to invest passively. The income that I was generating was active income, but the losses, which is what I really cared about, were also losses, and they were done actively. And so looking for the types of investments that, number one, will create a consistent return, and then also have the impact where it makes the most sense for you as an investor, because that's what I was looking for. I was looking at where did it make the most sense? Like, I really liked the passive streams of income because they were extremely tax efficient. They were great, but they weren't helping me with my tax bill. So when I started figuring out how can I find another type of investment that will also give me consistent returns and help me on my income tax, that's when I started thinking, wow, okay, I can still be someone who invests passively, and I don't always necessarily need to generate passive income. It's what am I trying to do in the context of my life? And that's what really helped me to understand that investing passively takes many different forms, right? And it depends on what you're trying to do, the context of your life. And then that's what I started realizing that was the biggest impact for me, is understanding my own life context and then looking for solutions. And so the reason I say this is because I know that when I was a high paid professional, I was looking for those consistent returns. I was also looking for income tax benefits. I found that. I was also able to share that with other people. And I'm seeing that more and more people are interested in this, because when you are a high wage earner, I know what it's like because I did it every day, the long hours, all the things that most people don't talk about. And then you bring home half of the salary. Not a fun thing, especially when there are options, but you don't have to be exposed to those options. And so one of the things that we've done for you is to really clearly spell that out in this very nice, easy to understand guide about how you can invest passively and also be able to make the most impact on the type of income that you need to. We talk about active income, passive income, and we even bring in some of the things about depreciation, which I know I talked about last week. So maybe I went a little bit longer than I thought I would. I'm passionate about this as well. But if this sounds like something that you would also like to know more about, feel free to go to firstgencp.com/going long. And you can find out exactly the steps that I took to also help me make my 9-to-5 optional. Once again, that's firstgencp.com/going long. And also leave your comments. Let me know what you think about these solo episodes. Really want to continue to bring them to you, bring valuable conversation to you, or at least things to think about that you can talk to your tax professionals about, that you can talk to your legal team about, and understand how these concepts can help you, because I know that they helped me in my specific situation, my specific context. So while you're working on that, I'll be here preparing the next conversation. So until then, go out and make it a great day, and thank you very much. Trust that you enjoyed today's conversation. And once again, today's conversation was sponsored by First Generation Capital Partners. If you're an accredited investor and want to find out more about how we're helping accredited investors to gain their personal freedom even faster, go to firstgencp.com/going long.